Hello everyone, I just wanted to go over KoA dual wielding. Pretty much any item in the game that you think is dual wieldable, it is possible to dual wield with some restrictions. Some items will only be able to be used with a shield. Two-handers can't be used with a shield except for boss items and things like that. But let's take a look. If you check with a one-handed axe right now, we have a base damage of 26, slash damage of 8, blunt of 5, pierce of 3. Now if we put on a second axe, which I'll do by hitting 2, now we have a base damage 31, however the slash, blunt, and pierce damage have doubled. You gain half of what the weapon's damage type would be of base damage, however you gain all the secondary damage type attributes. So now you see that we're dual wielding two axes. However, with the axe selected in the main hand, we can alternate what is in the second hand within whim. So I can switch it to a sword, and now I have more slash damage. I can switch it to a two-handed axe, and now I have more blunt damage. I can even switch it to a torch, and it sheaths and unsheaths at will. The only way to get rid of this axe in the main hand is to hit that button again, and it will sheath everything. So pick your main hand wisely. That is the only thing that cannot change unless you unequip, but seconds in PvP matters. So if I hit 3 for the sword and 7 for the shield, now I can use the shield and sword. But I can also switch to the axe, or back to the shield, or the axe, or back to the shield. Here's what the dual wielding swords look like together. The axes. And that is not all. We can drop these items real quick. And I will show you dual wielding of two maces, dual wielding of daggers, and dual wielding of two-handed axes. So right now we have two giant hammers that you can dual wield. I can change the offhand at will, as you can see, but the main hand remains the same. But I could put this in the main hand, etc. Now what happens if I try to dual wield a hammer with a shield? Nothing. You get told that you get put away your weapon. So you need to make sure you're clicking on your hotbar wisely. However, the dual wield system was designed so you can flow between damage types, but the penalty is you don't get as much damage from the second weapon, and you only get the additives of the secondary damage types. Now let's take a look at the daggers. The daggers have a base damage together of 30, slash damage of 10, blunt of 5, pierce of 20. There is other gems that add different damage types, etc. But the crit chance is at 55% and critical damage at 200. And these attack pretty fast. You can add a dagger with one of these axes, and you get that crit chance. There's a lot of things you can play with. So now let's take a look at a dagger and a torch. The torch can be in the offhand. The torch can also be in the main hand. So that is a dual wielding system thus far. You can customize your damage types. So essentially the first item will give you the 15 damage, but the second will give you half of whatever damage it is. However, for instance here, the blunt damage will completely be added to the blunt damage, but the base damage will not. Be mindful of dual wielding as well, because the durability on both weapons will be deducted when struck. The bow is also pretty good as well. So you can see the arrows are stuck in the tree. You can show it on the wall here, and you can go retrieve them. that is the work in progress combat for 7/12/21. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something.